Oh, it looks like it's dead. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it's still recording. Ooh, hello, everybody. I'm Rocker Pat!
Rocker Pat here. We got our frame back from the Sandblaster today. Man, I'm telling you what, man, that damn sand is getting expensive. But anyway, let's take a look and see what we got going on here. All right, freshly sandblasted. We are about to get out here and get ourselves some Rust-Oleum up on this motherfucker. Get it all sealed in today. And we have zero wind today. Zero, zero, zero. The wind is not blowing. I don't know if we can see it from here, but them flags right there are not flying. They aren't moving. They aren't doing anything. Perfect time for me to paint this thing. Anyway, that's what we're working on today. We're gonna get this thing painted up, nice and glossy black. Let me get my tow truck buddy right here, Ken. There's Ken. Say hello to Ken, everybody. So anyway, that's what we got. We're gonna get it done.
Rocker Pat, grinding it down. Take two. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go.
Rocker Pat here. We got that frame painted up, looking good out here, sitting in the sun, getting ready to bake it on. Ought to be baking on for about the next 3 or 4 days. That's a couple coats of not Krylon. Why do I keep saying Krylon, motherfucker? It ain't Krylon. It's motherfucking Rust-Oleum. Shit. Anyway, if there's any spots that I missed, the beauty about the Rust-Oleum is that it comes in rattle can form. Now I can get it inside on the lift and check it out wherever the hell I find any spots that I missed. As you can see, the damn flags are starting to move around. God bless America, God bless Donald Trump. Anyway, there we go. We got it all painted up, getting ready to getting on with her. All right, Rocker Pat out. Talk to y'all next time. Alright guys, it is Saturday morning, about 8 a.m. We're getting up, getting busy. It is the second weekend of June 2017, and we are getting ready to start doing mechanical stuff. I had to go get some sand from the Sandblast place. That's 200 pounds, there's 300 pounds, and get another bag over there is 400 pounds this week of sand. My little pressure pot seems to be working right. I've been using it at the end of the day, right before I go take a shower, because that thing makes a mess. Definitely goes through a lot of sand with that pressure pot versus that cabinet right there. The cabinet recycles it. The pressure pot, man, it's just gone. So let's see what I got done yesterday. I got the bell housing sandblasted and got it in here and got it painted. It's cast iron, so that's cast iron color, you know, whatever. This weekend we're working on getting the transmission I need to get cleaned up. I need to get the starter cleaned up by that pan there. I need to start working on getting the gas tank cleaned up. and I'm going to start disassembling the engine and getting it cleaned up so we can get new gaskets on it. I got a whole pile of gaskets sitting here next to my bench, on my bench there, whole pile of them. That should be all the gaskets minus my side cover gasket. You don't even want to know the answer on that one. Ordered the shit on Monday. Some dumbass sends it back. Need it on Friday. They send it back, and then they can't get the one part that... Anyway, whatever. I'll find it. Anyway, that's what we're doing. We're probably going to start ourselves another 4 weekend. Hurry up and get the chassis done. Now, I'm a mechanic by trade. I fix cars all day long. Mechanical is right up my alley. It just depends on how lazy my ass is in the process of getting things done. So we'll see how that works out. But for a weekend, hurry up, get the chassis done so I can get that cab sitting on that chassis. But that cab ain't going on this chassis until that drivetrain is completely done. And I'm talking about completely done. Engine in it, starting, running, going in and out of gear, brakes on it, full pedal, fully bled, everything done, ready to go. Not putting the cab on it until then. That means I got to get the kingpins in it because I got to do the brakes. The brakes are going to come after the kingpins. Probably start working on the kingpins next weekend. This week, I'm concentrating on getting the engine and the transmission back in the chassis so that we can have some weight on the damn thing for one when I start putting it on the lift and it ain't falling all over the place. Anyway, Rocker Pat here. It's about 8 o'clock Saturday morning. Second week, June, is going to be our first week of our 4 weekend. Hurry up and get the chassis done on our 1947 Chevrolet pick-em-up truck over here at Rocker Pat's. I'll talk to y'all later on this afternoon. See what we got done. Rock on, babies. Rock on. Rocker Pat out.
Whiskey woman, don't you know that you are driving me insane?
Alright guys, got Saturday done. We got this engine out here. We got it pressure washed. We got it cleaned up. We're going to be able to take it inside tomorrow morning. Start stripping off all the pans, covers, and all that kind of stuff. Get the carburetor off of it. Get the intake manifold off of it. Get that oil pan off. See what we got to do to get it flipped over. We got to get a rear main seal in this thing. Put a new water pump on it. Get that front harmonic balancer off there. I ain't exactly 110% sure on that bad boy right there with that crank thing on it. Don't know how the hell all that works on. Maybe it just pushes right off. I'm not 100% sure. I'll find out one way or the other. We'll either get it off or we'll break it. One half dozen the other. Either way, Rocker Pat here. Put in a day's work. Got all this stuff right here sandblasted. This is for the bell housing cover. That's for the bell housing cover. That's the rear transmission mount. Let's see what else we got done today. All the levers for the clutch and the the shifter and the starter. We got that painted today. This little cover is inspection plate cover. It goes like that. That's going to look real nice. This alternating cast iron gray to black. It's going to look real good on this. Got the transmission all cleaned up. Took it outside. Hit it with the sandblaster. Came back in. Got it painted in our cast iron gray. It looking nice. We'll be able to start putting this stuff together soon. Next thing we got to do is get that engine in here and get her taken care of. I talked my customer into ordering a new gas tank because I really don't like the big old dents in it. Not that I think it's going to leak, but you know, for 300 bucks, dude, go order a new one. The sending unit, it's not any good. I've done tested it electrically. It's bad. So we need one of those too. I was surprised that it actually moved and rotated the little potentiometer up in there, but electrically it's fried. So we're gonna get a new one of those, probably cheap Chinesium shit, and it probably won't work worth a damn anyway. You know how that goes. Anyway, Rocker Pat here. It's Saturday. It's about 4:30 in the evening. I'm about tired of working on this today. We've made some progress. We got a lot of stuff sandblasted. We're gonna get this fan done. Once I get that engine and everything ready to go, there's a little slip yoke for the transmission where it hooks up to the drive shaft that's inside that torque tube. Anyway, Rocker Pat here. We're rocking it down, getting her done. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Rocker Pat out. Rocker Pat here. Alright guys, it's Wednesday, week 1 of our 4-week hurry up and get this chassis done on our 1947 Chevrolet pick-em-up truck. Alright, what you're looking at right there is the pickup screen for our 1947 Chevrolet 216 measly little cubic inches. Anyway, that ain't looking too damn happy. Let's back this out a little bit. There's our pickup screen. This is probably, well, it ain't no probably about it. This is definitely the oldest engine I've ever had apart. And there are some things here that I am not used to. Number one, look at how they got this oil pump in here. Pump's driven off the camshaft, which is down in here. And the oil pickup screen is made onto, looks like the main cap. I don't know if there's any bolts that take that tin off, or I'm sure there is, underneath this screen. We'll get there. And then it sucks it around this tube, which, how you get that bolt out when that's pressed in there without beating the shit out of it with a hammer? I don't know yet. We ain't figured it out yet. We'll get there. Maybe we gotta heat it up, shrink it, cool it, do some crazy shit. I don't know yet. And then it ties into the oil pump here. The oil pump is bolted to the side of the block with some bolts, and you can kind of, here, let me get a light here. You can see the ends of the threads right there. But then you come around to the outside of the block, and oh, looky here. We seem to have some bolts that are snap. So may have to drill that to get that oil pump out of there. I don't know yet. We'll see. Then the oil comes out of the pump and goes down through this pipe, back into the block, and then I guess it's coming through here somewhere, and then it's transferring some oil around here. This is where the oil gauge is hooked up. Now the intake manifold's all hanging down, the exhaust manifold's going past this too. And here's your linkage for your accelerator pedal. So to get oil to the crankshaft, the oil comes out of this hole and goes in this hole in the oil pump, transfers over here, let's see if I can focus that a little better, to this spray bar that has these little hooks going here, and it's spraying oil up at the back of the rods. The rods have these little cups that cup that oil and send it down that little hole in there in that bearing. Now, my whole gig here was to just reseal this, and I kind of need to pop this crankshaft up a little bit to get a new rear main seal in there nice and tight. But I kind of noticed on all these bearing journals, there's a little, if you look right there, you see that little piece of paper looking thing? It's a shim, and they're on all of them. They're on the rods. Let's see if I can find one good on the rod where we can see it. Well, let's see here. If you look real closely, you'll see there's a shim in there. So I don't know what's going on in that yet. But my biggest hurdle is the fact that in order for me to put a timing cover gasket and seal the timing cover, it's got this plate right here that is part of the motor mount system. And you can see it's got a bolt right here. Well, there's got to be a gasket on the other side, okay, because it's up against the block here. And the oil pan kind of seals up against here. But the hurdle I got is you can't unbolt this Bakelite plastic gear from the camshaft that's pressed on, which now means in order to get this plate out, you see it's behind there, and it looks like there's a spray bar right there for oil getting on this, I'm sure. So to get this plate off, I now got to take the camshaft out, which means I got to take all the valve train loose. Now, this got the side cover off, and look what I discover over here. You can clearly see by the oil residue on the block that's been there for quite some time, okay? And the difference between the head, that somebody's done a head on this thing at some time in the past, recently. They got the wrong valve cover gasket on it. That's probably why it was leaking. But you can tell, look at all that sludge on the side of that engine. So, looking like we're gonna have to take, the very least, get a few cans of brake clean over here and get that sludge out of the side of this engine and get it cleaned up, number one. I gotta get the valve train off of it. I gotta get the camshaft out of it so I can get that plate off so I can seal the back side of it. At the same time, I need to lift the crankshaft up so I can get a rear main seal in it. I got to get this oil pump off or deal with it, see how high I can get the crank to come up or whatever I got to do. But not, at the very least, I got to clean that filter screen. Oh, by the way, it doesn't have an oil filter. Probably why that looks the way it does, because there's nothing filtering this oil in this engine. And if we look inside the oil pan, look down there at the bottom. It's got quite a bit of sludge going on. So we're going to get rid of that too. And when we look inside of the timing cover, man, that's like half-inch thick. Been there for a long time. So, you see the inside of the tins here are clean. Tells me the head's been done, because you can't do the head without taking that off. And you can't do the head without taking that off. But you can do the head without taking that off. So, it looks like it's had a partial top end done. Might be doing the bottom end. Not 100% sure yet. But anyway, we got 4 weeks to get it done. See if the machine shop can work with us here. Alright guys, Rocker Pat here. It's Wednesday, week 1 of our 4-week hurry up and get her chassis done on our 1947 Chevrolet pick 'em up truck. Alright guys, Rocker Pat here. Looks like I got some work to get done today, and we're gonna rock on and get this thing knocked out. So talk to y'all when I got some progress done. Rocker Pat out.
Whiskey woman, don't you know that you are driving me insane?